Hi guys, it's Cliff here. So I want to show you some real exciting things I'm doing with robotics right now. I have this incredible myCobot Pi here. It's a 6-axis robot from Hong Kong in China. And this kind of a robot would cost, $10,000 or more. It's really unattainable. And there was no kind of desk-sized version. This fits on the desk. So I just programmed this in what's called RoboFlow, one of their programming languages for the robot. RoboFlow is really great. You can use quick mode, which can actually have you just use buttons to move each joint, or you have free move, which allows you to move the robot by hand. Then you set up a program here. And we also have this other program called MyBlockly, where you do this block style programming. But here I've done a robot program here to move the robot. And I've set each waypoint, right? And then what I can do is, now that I have the program, I can move to each different waypoint. So I can switch this waypoint and go move to waypoint, click that and hold it. And the robot here is going to move to the waypoint that I coded in here and programmed into the robot program. But I also want to show you a couple other things. So I have this robot hand that I built, and it's really incredible because it's very strong and it's metal. And what I have is I have a number of different ways to control the robot hand. I will actually be able to control this robot hand with computer vision. So I'll be able to look at this robot. I'll be able to open and close my hand, and I'll be able to have a camera pointing at my hand, and I'll be able to capture that, and the robot hand will open and close with machine learning and hand tracking. And that's an incredible way to do it. So that's going to be the third way that I'm going to do this, is with machine learning and computer vision. So I'll just have my hand with a camera on it, and I'll close it, open it, and through machine learning it's going to actually open and close the robot hand. The other way that I'm going to operate this robot hand is with flex sensors. So I'm going to make my own power glove that's going to have these ribbon long sensors, these ribbon sensors that are going to one ribbon sensor per each finger. And then when you press and you use this ribbon sensor that it's attached to, say, a glove, and I go and I close the ribbon on the finger is going to actually trigger the movement of the fingers. The problem with the power glove and those ribbon sensors is that those pressure sensors are going to cost about $20 per sensor. So to have a ribbon sensor for each finger, we're talking a little long sensor, flexible sensor for each finger at 20 a pop. So 20, 40, 60, 80. It's going to be $100 to have 5 flex sensors. But when I have these flex sensors, I can attach to a glove, and then the flex sensors will be able to control the robot hand. Now, I'm controlling the robot hand through another way right now, which is really incredible. I wanted to show you. And this is with a robot servo controller. So right here, I have 3 robot servo controllers on the disc. Many people have never seen this. This robot servo controller is running 3 different servos that are running those 3 fingers. We have a power and a ground, which is going to this Arduino, Grove Arduino, to a power and a ground running to the USB micro, running to the power. But I also have this here, which is really cool, which is kind of like a hot wire, where I have a USB to just a positive and negative right here. So then with wires, I can actually just wire straight into the servo controller. I don't even need the Arduino. But then I have all these ESP32s. So this is a computer right here, this ESP32 cam with a camera and Wi-Fi, and all it needs is a battery or solar or plug in a battery bank, and then I create a web server on this little tiny computer, and then I can go and I can open up an IP address with Wi-Fi, and I can actually, or hotspot, and I can actually plug my computer or the phone right in through the web server into this ESP32 cam, and it has a camera on it right there, tiny camera. But I have these other two controllers, so see, this could be the Arduino, or also I have this tiny little this Arduino device, but this doesn't have Wi-Fi. This has Wi-Fi. This has Wi-Fi and a screen, an actual screen on the computer here. This has Wi-Fi also. So right here, what this is doing is this is a servo robot tester, and what this is doing is this is testing the 3 different servos. It's also showing, you see right here, the pulse width modulation. So what happens when it's say off, that's there, and when it's on, that's there, 0, 1, 0, 1, and then when you turn up the dial on a knob like a radio, that's the potentiometer. So that would be the levels of the frequency between 0 and 1, on and off. So this is showing you the pulse code modulation of those 3 robot finger servos, and we're actually testing this. Now I can turn this off here, and I can actually just control the 3 by hand, which is really amazing, you know. And then I have this brand new servo controller that just came out, and this has 6 entire knobs. So this one has 4, so I can control the 4 fingers on this one. This one has 3, so I could say control the 4 fingers here on this servo controller. I could set this servo controller to the thumb, and then with these 2 controllers I could grip the entire hand, have it move back and forth, and test it. With this one, I have 6 knobs, 6 potentiometers. This just came out. No one's reviewed this anywhere yet on YouTube. And so what I can do is I can plug in all 5 fingers to this servo robot controller tester, and I can actually control the robot fingers, all 5 of them, and have an extra servo controller for free. So if I wanted to control something else with this, that's really the ultimate here. The problem I found with this is that this does have buttons here for each of the servos, but it will only turn them back to the original position. So with these 2, what happens is you have a button which will just automate everything. So if I just want to turn it on and off and have it grip constantly, both of these servo controller robot testers will do that, but this one won't do that. But this one will take it to a full open position. So say you want to set some of the fingers closed, or all the fingers closed, and then you push each one of these buttons, that would bring it into the full open position. That's why I needed these 2, because now I can have the full fingers working, and they actually open and close automatically without having to turn the knobs. I'm really excited because I just programmed this robot. Let me actually step through each of the waypoints that I set up on the robot. And I do want to mention one thing, that the robot is incredible, but in the shipping, because it came all the way from Hong Kong, there was a little internal damage, and so I'm going to have to go in and do a little repair job to fix the robot perfectly. But I don't really care right now, because just to have this robot and to be able to work with it, there really has never been a robot like this that's this small on a desk that's 6-axis. So it's so great to just be able to test this and use it and show it to you.